This is the first in a series of educational videos about the flat earth aberration, in which I'll present a statement of purpose and a rationale for subsequent episodes. Let's get to it. Surprisingly, the first question to answer is, why now? Trend data appears to show that interest about the topic is waning. Some of the perpetrators of this meme seem to be in full retreat. John Stunja, who styles himself as Quantum Eraser, has employed the classic gambit of those vanquished in an intellectual debate. He's declared victory and fled the field to go back to shilling for creationism. Shane Cook, who goes by Ranty Flat Earth and then just Ranty, complained that his hours-long live streams weren't generating enough super chats to make his efforts worthwhile, and then announced he had found employment, so he was giving up his daily chat show. It appears that researching, generating, and presenting nonsense is a full-time occupation. Lindsay Harris, an Australian flat earther with a concept of the nature of reality that's exotic even for a flat earther, has admitted that the globe model is the best way to map the Earth even while insisting the Earth is flat. Well, it seems to make sense to him anyway. So, why do a series at all, particularly if flat Earth is in retreat? First, we need to understand the pervasive impact of science and technology on our modern lives, technology being applied science. There is no aspect of our existence that isn't touched by science. Our economic system would be impossible without its underlying technological foundation. Our medical capabilities are at their highest point ever due to advances in life sciences and technology. Uneven access to these capabilities is an economic and political issue, not a scientific one. Education, manufacturing, agriculture, the service industries, and entertainment are all deeply reliant on technology. Even religious worship in this time of pandemic is mediated by technology. Many churches have worked around restrictions in the size of public gatherings imposed to minimize the spread of COVID-19 by moving their services online. So to deny science is in a sense to deny the very foundations of our modern lives. Flat earthers claim they're on the side of science, real science, but the truth is that they run roughshod over the principles of scientific inquiry and its fruits, even as they pretend to uphold it. Those of us young enough to remember the heyday of the creationism aberration during the 1980s and 90s will remember some of its ill effects. Mel and Norma Gabler, grandparents in Texas who founded the Educational Research Analysts Lobbying Group to promote their literal view of the Bible's contents, were able to gather sufficient political support to influence the Texas Board of Education to alter its requirements for the treatment of evolution in biology textbooks. Because Texas is one of the largest single purchasers of elementary and high school textbooks in the United States, its content standards are accepted far beyond the state's borders. By watering down the discussion of evolution in its science materials, several cohorts of students missed out on a comprehensive immersion in one of the greatest intellectual achievements in human history. Honest people can disagree on the ultimate impact of this act of censorship. It's just conceivable, for instance, that even more people would support action on anthropogenic climate change if they understood the fundamental genetic interconnectedness of all living things on Earth. Or maybe not, but I'm not sure I see a use case justifying less education. In any case, the idea is that future recrudescence of the flat earth aberration could be mitigated by having at hand a collection of information specifically intended to address what flat earthers say and how they say it. The fact is that in a world increasingly driven by technology and science, the populace must have some grounding in these disciplines, if only to be able to make informed decisions about their use. Eliminating access to the material entirely or even watering it down is an act of societal sabotage. When there's no content to your message, delivery style becomes all important. As we'll see in subsequent episodes, flat earthers deliver their message in predictable ways meant to fool the unprepared. No flat earther tries to persuade the well-informed because they know they can't. They go after the curious and vulnerable, who likely don't have enough of a background in science and mathematics, who can be fooled by the rhetorical tricks, the cherry-picked quotations from other reliable sources, the tendentious interpretation of generally agreed facts and data, and the outright lies that some flat earthers indulge in. This list amounts to a serious accusation. Bear with me over the next few videos as I try to substantiate them. So, I hope that answers why I'm doing this video series. Modern society has a strong interest in creating an educated, scientifically literate general public. Flat Earth is an anti-scientific movement that actively works against that goal by trying to gull the uninformed and less prepared. This series is especially for those who encounter flat earthers and want to know more about what they're talking about, why they're talking about it, what the real facts are, and how to counter their arguments. Talk to you soon.